Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's dive in today's second part of the expression we talked about yesterday. We talked about 不以物喜, like your joy, your happiness is not because or based on 物, external things or events. And today we have a second part that's talking about self. So after talking about anything external of ourselves, now it's pointing toward ourselves. 不以己悲. So now we're looking inside ourselves. And 喜 and 悲 are corresponding concept. 喜 means take joy, and this it means take sorrow. You don't get sad because of yourself. So it's almost like we look at a human nature here. We're kind of being introspective right now. And because of the external things happening, we may take joy. And then the advice is, no, that's wrong. You don't depend, your happiness or joy don't dependent on external affairs. And now here is, again, your happiness or joy is not based on your own internal feeling. I mean, how deep is that? Okay, so again, quick review. 不 is a negation of pointing down force, and then we have a counter force to that, like by pointing up. So there's two arches coming from the opposing side. It's kind of a negation. Just like sorrow. Now let's jump to the last character. It's opposing side. So basically it's describing a butterfly looking thing, like two sides of the wing. It's a mirror image, but it's opposing side, right? So just like this opposing arches, these two butterfly wing looking thing are opposing side. And that's Chinese negation. So this is a fei, this is bu. Both are Chinese negation. And Chinese now, I connect the dots, negate by opposing things. And sometimes we do this flipping thing, means change. So because Chinese is using a 2D frame, we only have this much space, this much dimension, and to express some quite abstract concept. So this negation, that's a Chinese solution for that by opposing visually, mirror image it. Okay, so two negations now. Since we're on this character, we're talking about the bottom is heart. Chamber of heart, incoming tube, outgoing tube, or the reverse, it doesn't matter. And then the bottom is a tube feeding to the heart pump itself. That's the anatomy of heart as ancient understanding, and that's the abstraction. And heart, just like English, we have heartbroken, heart throbbing, heart warming, all kinds of activities you can do to heart, to tickle your heart. So heart as a representation of our emotional processing is universal. I would say at least universal among the two language. So Chinese too use heart symbol to refer to your internal emotional turmoil. So this negation paired with heart means emotionally something is negating, something doesn't sound right or click. That means actually what you expect to happen turn out the negation. Like the reality is not going as you wish, and that's when you feel sorrow. This negation of heart, like you want something and it's a negating of that. That's a Chinese definition of sorrow. I mean, it's kind of true, right? Why we're so, probably in English, it's more appropriate to translate as disappointment. Like you want something and then you're disappointed. It negate what you wanted. All right, now self is a rope. I have been pondering a long time about why Chinese use a rope, like this twist and turning thing as a referral to self. We have a ton of self referral, including number 5. We use number 5, and including nose pointing. We use that as self. And armory, like you have 2 weapons, one each hand, as a warrior image. That's self as well. So Chinese have a ton of self-referral, but this ropey thing becomes a self-referral. I have to come up with a story of why. So to me, this twists and turns symbolize life's journey. It's not a straight line. It's not linear. That's twisty. That's the plot. And then it also signifies like this rope, you as the center of your consciousness, are the rope serving as the bonding of all events happening or all the stuff going through you, that you are that tying rope, the thread to go through all of that. And that's your conscious self. That's the best pitch I can come up with why this shape means self. Okay, then E is the ladle. So Chinese been using ladle as a utensil long time, feeding ourselves or scooping up soup for your loved ones. And that tool eventually become an abstract thing, meaning we're relying on something or we are using something. So this utilitarian purpose then transfer to all kinds of things that we're relying on. So in this case, it's you're not going to be sad or take sorrow on yourself. Self-pity, basically, like don't self-pity. And when I ask ChatGPT, okay, what would be the one English word to go through that? They gave me throwback the Stoic. So, okay, let's unpack somebody's definition of what Stoicism is. Recognize what you cannot control. Okay, that paired with yesterday's saying 不以物喜. That's your happiness doesn't depend on the external happening. That's exactly that, because you cannot control all, right? That's logical. And then you determine your reaction to crisis. That's like self-discipline and self-control. You realize that you're not your emotions. You have a conscious, like a frontal cortex over here to tell you to make a decision how you respond. So then I think that's tied with 不以己悲. Okay, it's talking about how you react to reality. You don't take sorrow, like not self-pity. So again, same like this, learn to move on, not dwindling on self-pitying and master yourself, aim to be virtuous. So you're basically controlling your own emotional self to go through life in a calmer way, in a more virtuous way. And this point is interesting. Ignore people dominated by their own negative emotions. I guess that's kind of a deducing from your own behavior, because you have this emotional response to things. So when other people are controlled by their emotions, especially negative ones, they may lash out at you or do something that's unjustifiable, right? And then because you understand your own nature, therefore, you can reasonably ignore people who still are in the trap of their emotional control. So 不以物喜,不以己悲. I think pair together is a good, very succinct way of Chinese expressing what a Stoic is about. All right, I think that's a good opening for July. All right, thank you for your time. See you another day.